Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're falling down a deeply bizarre yet completely fascinating internet rabbit hole together. We're looking at a piece of modern digital literature that clocks in at a mere 44 words. But hey, don't let its length fool you. There is actually a surprising amount of surreal, modern anxiety we need to unpack here.
So, how exactly does a simple, almost pastoral story about a farmer and a giant hen suddenly become a tragic tale of internet survival? Well, we're going to dissect this trending piece of short-form AI-generated content literally word by word to figure out exactly what makes it tick and what it really says about our modern digital landscape. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the full translated source text, and I really want you to feel the absolute gravity of this narrative arc. Quote, "A farmer has a big hen. The hen carries the farmer on its shoulders and takes him to the field, and right then in the field, the hen lays a very big egg, and a small chick comes out of the egg. But the hen still starts crying because no one liked and subscribed."
To truly appreciate this, we need to break it down into four distinct acts. Act 1, the giant hen phenomenon.
Right from the first sentence, we have to grapple with the physical implications of an impossibly large animal. To understand how this reality even exists, we have to look closely at the creator's metadata. The original short clip was tagged with the hashtag AI. This is our immediate signal that we have officially left the natural world, folks. We're dealing with a generative prompt engine that's driving this completely surreal agricultural reality. The strict, boring biological rules of our world? Yeah, they simply do not apply to this farm. This break from reality leads us right into Act 2, a surreal power reversal.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the sudden, shocking shift in the traditional dynamic between human and animal. Think about the stark contrast here. In a real-world traditional dynamic, the farmer is the master, right? The farmer carries the hen, feeds the hen, cages the hen. But in this new digital dynamic, that hierarchy is completely flipped. The giant hen is now carrying the farmer. The exact phrasing used in the text is absolutely critical to visualize. The hen carries the farmer on its shoulders. I mean, stop for a second and just picture that. A hen doesn't have shoulders, at least not in any anatomical sense capable of bearing the load of a full-grown human being. This implies a bizarre, fascinating morphological shift. It's clearly engineered by the creator's AI prompt to anthropomorphize the bird, turning it into a literal beast of burden. Which brings us seamlessly to Act 3, the field and the egg. Let's move on and see how this builds. We follow our passive farmer and his giant hen out to the field, where we actually see a very logical progression for an utterly illogical scenario. Step 1, we get the setup of the giant hen. Step 2, the journey, with the hen carrying the farmer to the field. Step 3 is the climax, where the hen suddenly lays an egg. And Step 4, the result, where the new chick hatches. It's a perfectly structured mini-narrative. But notice the sheer physical contrast here. The hen goes through the immense trouble of laying a very big egg, but what actually emerges from it? A small chick. There's a stark, almost comical physical difference. The massive expectation represented by the giant egg just results in a perfectly normal tiny output. It's a wonderful piece of absurd pacing right before the final twist. Which brings us to the final, most jarring part of our short story, Act 4, the tragic meta-twist. Just as the text says, despite the absolute miracle of birth we just witnessed, the hen still starts crying. We have to stop and ask ourselves, why? What could possibly cause this magnificent, shoulder-bearing creature to weep uncontrollably right after bringing new life into the world? And here is the deadpan punchline provided by our text. The hen's grief isn't biological. It's not postpartum. It is entirely based on failing to secure viewer engagement metrics. The hen is crying simply because you, the viewer, did not drop a like and you did not subscribe. When we pull back the curtain and look at the channel's metadata, the brilliance of it all just makes sense. The channel, Moon Hindi Animation, utilizes tags like shorts and trending. The ultimate purpose of this entire 44-word surrealist story was never really about narrative art. It was engineered specifically to hack the algorithm. It is literally farming engagement by using a farmer and a farm animal to guilt the audience into clicking a button. So the crucial point is this. What we're really witnessing here is the true emotional cost of digital content creation.
This bizarre AI narrative beautifully reflects our own modern anxieties. The creator has essentially taken their desperate, algorithmic need for validation and projected it directly onto the digital avatar of a giant weeping farm animal.
0. That is the terrifying number of likes that causes our giant hen to break down in tears. And it leaves us with a rather devastating final thought for today's explainer. When you endlessly scroll past a piece of trending content without engaging, without leaving a like, are you personally complicit in that creator's or their digital hen's sorrow? It's definitely something to think about. The next time you see a giant bird carrying a man to a field, well, you might just want to hit subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this fascinating text, and I'll catch you next time.